Hello, I'm Callus, and thank you for joining me on this look of how to create a bibliography in Kurzweil 3000 desktop client. This is a cool tool. One of the features I like about it is that I can create a source list, and then from that list, I can pick and choose which sources I've used in my paper. So if I'm going to be using the same source across multiple papers, or maybe I recorded a source I later ended up editing out, I can just remove it from my list. But all the information stored for access at any time. So let's go ahead and take a look at how we do this. So here I have the Odyssey of Homer already open, and I have two ways that I can access the bibliography. If I am starting a new bibliography, when I go to the right tab, I can just click on the bibliography button. If, however, I have already started one, I am farther down in the process, I can come to Tools and Bibliography Notes. Again, I can open a new one, or I can open an existing one. So let's do that. I'm going to go ahead and go with number 2. You can see I already have some sources in here. If I want to add another source, I simply double click on the next line. The first thing I see up here is, do I want to use APA or MLA8? I'm going to go ahead and go with MLA8. All I know is this book was written by Homer. We're going to assume it was his last name. I can check if he was the editor or if he was the author, depending on the source material that I have. Also, if the authors are a group or a company, I can check on that, and then it allows me to put in different information. If I have multiple authors, I can also put in multiple authors, and then I can make sure I have the correct one as the primary author by using the down button. The container might be a little bit of a confusing term, but it's one that's really relevant in today's society with so much stuff being digital. My container could be my online library that I pulled the book from. It could be a website. It could be the periodical from which I pulled the individual article that I used, a newspaper or a magazine. And so it's whatever's containing my article. Now, I downloaded this book from a website, but because it is just an individual book that's publicly available, I'm not going to go ahead and put that. It's not proprietary. The next thing I want to tell the software is, what resource am I using? Am I using a book, a periodical, or an online article? I'm going to go ahead and click book. The publication date here, I don't know when Homer actually wrote it. I think it's 7th century BC, somewhere in that time frame, but it was copyrighted, this version, in 2004. The source title is Homer, the Odyssey. The publisher, the only thing listed is actually A.S. Klein. So I'm not sure if he published it personally but since there's not an actual publisher listed, I'm just going to go ahead and put that. If there was a publisher company listed, of course, I would want to use what was there. Now, one thing that you should know is I can move this window around, but not this one because it's underneath. So if I have some information on here that's maybe on the next page and I don't know, I can skip it and then come back to it. The next item is the version. Was it version 2, version 3 of the book? Has it been revised? Or the number? The number we'll commonly find in periodicals, especially scholarly periodicals. Rather than saying January, February, March, they'll say 1 through 12 or 1 through 6 if it's bi-monthly. So those are a couple things we can add. And then location, well, it was published in the UK. It doesn't give me any more information than that. So I can put in other contributors down here, and I can remove stuff and start over if I need to. So once I've got my information in here, there's a box up here that says include in bibliography. I'm going to go ahead and leave that checked because I want this to be in my bibliography. And then I'm going to click OK. Now, if I needed to go to page 2, which is where it says it was published in the UK, or it says he's in the UK at least, I could do that. Then I could double click back on my item and go in and put in the information. Okay. And then I'm just going to click OK. So now I've got it here. Now, say I've decided I want to make sure that this book is not in my bibliography. So I'm going to uncheck it. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and save my data. Now that I've got the sources that I want, I can go through each one and check and uncheck whatever I need to do. I come back up here to Tools, back to Bibliography Notes, and now I can save my bibliography notes, which is never a bad idea, before I go doing other things with them. I can save as, so if I created a new version, then I want to change the name maybe to 4 or 5 or to the name of the paper or something like that, I can do that. I can just close it if I'm done for now. And the bottom one here is generate bibliography, and that's what I want to use. So it very quickly gives me a Work Cited page. Those are generally called Work Cited now, not bibliographies, because it involves a lot more than books. So we do use the term Work Cited. And you can see it's got the 3 books. Everything is properly spaced, identified, punctuated. All of that is set up for you. All you had to do was pick if you wanted an AP8 or HTML8, and it will do it for you. Then all I have to do now is I can come right up here and I can click on draft view, which I'm already in. So minimize it a little bit so I can kind of see, what it looks like page-wise. I can now save this, or I can print it and have it ready. The other thing I can do is if I have written my document already and it's in another document, I could just copy. I did Control-C on the keyboard there. I could copy and I could paste it to the end of my paper so that I don't have to print 2 separate things or turn in 2 separate things. If there was a book in here that didn't show up in my Cited page, I was like, oh, I needed that one. Say this one, I know I turned it off. I could just come back here, include in bibliography, click OK, go to Tools, and generate it again. And now I have the 4 sources. And so it's really easy to customize and modify. I hope you find it really useful. It's really easy to use and really quick and simple. So give it a shot and take care. Bye-bye.